If you're watching this right now, I would put the argument that you're soon going to watch massive pump in the crypto market. This is not about a hype. This is about the reality of what you're watching in front of you. This is about something which is happening right now. It has started. We were in an accumulation, but not now. We broke that to the upside. You're going to seriously watch assets doing 50, 70, 100x. Yeah, mostly micro and small cap. But medium and large cap assets are going to show you they can also do a 25, 50x run up soon. Why? History matters. If you see history is repeating in itself, don't go against it. Each and every time this has happened, it was a massive, massive opportunity zone in this market. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've gone through a lot of different trades in the last 2-3 months since the market started trending. Things started going in our favor. And here we are. We did buy things at the bottom. It was kind of painful. Initial 2 months, 3 months range, it was just going sideways. And we had to, buy some more, accumulate it in the region. Then market started moving up. And all those assets we accumulated started providing those return. But it was not a straight day to the upside. You have one run, you consolidate, then you go up again, you consolidate. That gives you an idea of the market. And this is exactly what's happening in front of you. So if you actually look at XRP, people actually ask okay, this is not doing much. We'll keep that aside. But let me ask you this. Do you actually see something like this playing out in the price action? That was good. Something like this in the price action? That was great. Now, remember, the measured move of these moves were not actually, comparatively big. It was like 20%, 30%, that kind of a range. But right now, what we are watching in front of us is a similar pattern for sure. We don't disagree with that. But the measured move right now is a little bit bigger. It's like 50% plus. Now, it's not a monumental move from here for sure. But what that move in the market would do is to kick a psychological level in the market. XRP being above $1, say if you have 100,000 units, if you have 200,000 units, wherever your average is, you'll actually see this breaking to the upside. And that's something huge. For anyone who's actually holding on to XRP will agree this point. Okay, once you see this price breaking to the upside, you're like, okay, there is an average upside of 80% from that range, which would actually put the price somewhere close to like $1.8 to $2. That's just one part of it. But then you also understand the fact that, yeah, it's all true, but we also understand that this is something we cannot neglect. We cannot actually neglect this is happening in front of us. Yes, it's been slow, but if you are taking off, then your measured move here kicks in. I'm not saying XRP is going to do 100x from where we are now, but I'm arguing my point that I personally believe that this asset is going to do a 25 to 50x in this run-up season. Remember, in yesterday's video, we actually talked about altcoin mania coming in, how the Bitcoin dominance would go down, and these assets will break higher. Now, just after 24 hours, we're getting more momentum. Ether is up like 5% for the day. Crypto market is starting to pick up. Bitcoin is down. Altcoin is up. That gives you a lot of story. You're actually watching different coins starting to pop. People are rotating in between. You don't have to be too aggressive in doing that. Give yourself some room and do it slowly without heavy leverage, because if you use heavy leverage, this is not what you're going to see. It would be a huge blow to the downside. This is maybe with 3x and 2x trades. When there was a manipulative move in the market, this was that. It was hard to tell you guys like, okay, guys, I think this is huge manipulation. I'm going through this. I'm not panicking. I'm not selling. And then you saw it coming back up and we put in a new high. That's not easy. Whales will try to do this to you. That's why I go through all of these assets one by one, one by one, giving you guys the right perspective for each and every asset which you have in your portfolio. That's why I say like, okay, 800 plus members are taking benefit of what the SI family offers them. Because this market is so volatile and so diverse, if you don't take well-educated decision for your portfolio, imagine this is going to repeat. That's just a 10x from where we are now. Okay, but if you then put that argument like, okay, this was the wave 1 of the actual market and we are going for the wave 2, meaning you have this structure, that's your wave 1, then you have this structure starting, that's your wave 2. How high will you go? Usually, historically, if you go through this, you will understand wave 2 is at least bigger than wave 1, but usually 2 to 3 times wave 1. Now, think about it for a moment. So, if you are arguing that perspective, we can actually do a 20x here. That would be a monumental increase in price. Think about that. You're like, okay, that's too much. Now, there are cases where, say, for example, if you jump on taking in, say, Link. This is an asset where you can actually look at it on a macro for sure, and argue the perspective of, okay, it didn't actually clearly do the Elliott wave completely. Yes, it had the accumulation. It broke higher. Then it did the wave 1, the 2, the 3. Yes, that's there. But the ROI structure was a little bit different. If you actually measure this, that was like a 700% run up. And then the next one was like this. You didn't actually do a 2 or 3x. It was below that. So now if you argue that's coming, okay, we can say, okay, maybe somewhat like this. At least. So that's $10 trillion just in the altcoin market. And people would be like, oh, how ridiculous that is, guys. Don't say that. Yeah, I know everyone have their own perspective. But look at this. Federal Reserve is right now in $1.3 trillion in unrealized losses. And that's just one. Now you look at companies and you're like, okay, they are all going for bankruptcy. So money has to come from somewhere, whether it's helicopter money, God's own money, whatever you call it, money has to come in. And that's where you're like, okay, that's interesting. That's seriously interesting. And then you're like, okay, the VanEck is saying something. These are big institutions talking about what they see in just one quarter. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen in a month, because if you take the market and what it has done before, from the breakout till the major correction, it was 180 days. So that means the altcoin actually topped out last time in 270 days. That's wave 1. So usually wave 2 is shorter in time. Assume we are going to do 50% of that. That's still somewhere really like a long time if you are here in the market. But not every asset will do in the same timing. If you remember, we went through this. AI-based coins last time did their wave 2 top here by around late February, early March. XRP, XLM, they started after this. So you will see different segments moving at a different time. But if you are positioned well enough in the market, this will really happen to you, because you know, okay, all these assets are doing like this. So if you want to join that 800 plus members in the SI family, use this link. It's given in the description below in YouTube and in the bio on Twitter. That's where we go through one by one on a one-on-one session, going through what you are looking at. What's your target? What are you really looking at in your portfolio? Is it just the payments? Are you really that guy with the amount of patience to go see the market doing like, okay, money is floating to AI? I'm fine. Money is going to gaming. You're like, I'm fine. Money is going to smart contracts. And you're like, I'm fine. If that's you, it's okay. You still have the amount of patience to go through that. And when the money come back in payments, you get rewarded for that. But if you're like, I'm seriously doubtful. Now, a small portion in AI, a little bit in gaming, a little bit in smart contracts would do. But don't pick assets which have already popped 10, 15x. That's something easy, my 2 cents. But if you want to go through that one session with me, now this group is something which you can use for your benefit. Now, coming back to the market, think about this for a moment, guys. If you actually think utility matters, it is true. And this is going to be super important. Because when these big guys are entering into the market, they want to look at something big. They want to look for the future, the potential, the fundamentals. And, this is the truth in front of us. They'll enter into this market. They'll double down in this market. So if you do understand this, keep in mind, we'll all see a lot of different things. But first, this is altcoin market, which is excluding Bitcoin. So the move here is based on Ether and highly correlated assets with Ether. Got that? So now you're breaking through this range, which is fine, which is cool, which is great. Because first measured move which you'll have is this pattern, your inverse head and shoulder. Measured move for that would be like this, a 50% run up. So you are going to watch the market do that here. And when that happens, you will again see small caps doing 500%, large caps doing maybe just 10%. It depends on which asset you're looking at and which segment of the market it falls into. But right now, keep this in mind. When the RSI enters on to this region, it's not something you should neglect. That usually gives you a clear signal of what's happening in the market. Because I know people who are arguing that we are here and we are going to come back down all the way towards bottom. And I'm like, okay, maybe. But that's the wildest argument based on any charts, which is the reality of the market. Because that's one of the reasons why I say this to you guys. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't matter. It's not about me. It's about the market. If the market say, okay, if I was someone who's giving you this idea that this resistance will not break, we're going to go down. Okay, great. That's my opinion. But if the market is going through this, I should change my opinion and say, okay, the market is doing that. I missed something. I'm fine, but I'm following the market. Because the market is where you make money, not on your opinion. Now, yes, we try to make our opinions matching with the market to make the most of it. That's where the next chart will lead you to. This is excluding Ether. What? Excluding Ether. Why is that important? Because it's not only about one segment in the market. Maybe you are just in the smart contracts. Maybe you are just in the payments. But you won't actually see where the hell we are right now. This is your peak last time. We are just coming to take that level off. Ether has moved with its highly correlated ERC20s and that broke on the other end. But here it did not. So you are still going to see some of these opportunities, the breakout possibilities. I've been posting them, right? I've been posting them like, maybe 10, 20 of them in last week or so. If you look at that, it gives you a huge sense. Yeah, it's an upcoming breakout. And that should push the price above this. Now, remember, what's the difference here? Here you have taken off your Ether and highly correlated tokens from the market. And then you're looking at this and you're arguing that was 10x, this is 13x. So this has a little bit more room to the upside. Now, if that's the case, and this one should do bigger pop here, XRP, XLM, these kind of assets in the market like HBAR and others should perform well. Maybe they're not going to join here. They'll join here. That's a hard truth. But if you have the market doing this first leg in a couple of segments, this is not one asset. It's the entire altcoins excluding Ether. So you may see AI moving first. We're already watching that happening, just like we've been talking for last 2 months. You may actually see gaming or payments or smart contracts, different stuff moving at different time. So if you are in the market with a direction, it's okay. That's one of the reasons why you'll actually see, we've been trading a lot. And when we look through all of those trades which we were looking at, you'll understand something. Yeah, we are heavy on payments, on an industry, on the long-term back. But on the short-term ones, We are not only focusing on payments, we are spreading into AI, gaming, smart contracts. So we cover them. Say, for example, remember, I showed you guys this, H&T. Do you guys recognize what happened in H&T after that? Do you guys, did anyone check last 1 week how much it has done? It's down now 13%. People are taking profits, but it was already went up to 5.5 something. So your target would have been already hit there. Your target was getting close here. That was what? Oh, well, that was hit. So this is what we are talking about. Back then we had like, little bit below 800 members. Right now we have about 800 members. So more and more people are jumping in because they understand opportunities are in the market if you realize them. If you read through that, you get to take benefit of all of this. Make sure you understand there are different segments and different sections in the market. So even if you take payments, within payments, say XRP, a wholesale asset, say XLM, a retail focused asset. So each of them has a different use case. Each of them focus on a specialized stuff. If that's you, do that. It's going to help you massively. Now, coming back to the market on the Ether side. If Ether has entered here and each time when it did that, it did 100% move, guys. This was a small leg up. This was not the big stretch. And still it did 100% move. What does that mean in today's market? Ether is like $2,000 breaking higher. Right now close to 2,400. If that's 100% run up, you are putting the perspective like Ether is about to reach 4,000. That is close to the all-time highs. That's freaking super crazy bullish moves in the market, which means not only Bitcoin, now Ether is also bringing new people with the market, the media, the attention, everything. This is what I've been talking. 2017, November, December. 2020, November, December. Now 2023, November, December. How many of you remember me saying this couple of months back, saying, okay, this really feels like we are moving into that. That is a huge opportunity. So guys, if you received value for your time, smash that like button. I see a lot of you are doing that and I'm so thankful for you guys. In 3 months time, in 6 months time, whenever we are exiting the market, we'll do a SI family meet. I would really like to thank each and every one of you, especially the SI family members who are supporting in any way possible. So guys, that's it for today. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.